Welcome everybody to Friday Night Smackdown here in France. Because of course, Backlash tomorrow, and we still need to find out what's going on with some championship matches, including the United States Championship match, which is the contender match for it right now.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Marineville, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens!
Kevin Owens coming on down to the ring, the prize fighter. He's looking for that United States title as his prize this time, and out comes fellow Canadian.
And his opponent from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 214 pounds, All Ego, Ethan Page!
Which is Ethan Page is making his way down to the ring. Let's show you what we got in store for you on this go-home Smackdown. We're going to have Roxanne Perez versus Jacy Jayne. Of course, he's in the match at Backlash. We also got another contenders match for the WWE Tag Team Championship match. But right now, we have the United States title contenders match. Kevin Owens, Ethan Page. Except the Canadians do battle. So, without further ado, let's get this underway with, jeez, Ethan Page gets a huge boot out there from the get-go. Jeez, of course, Kevin Owens, he wants his second opportunity against Dragunov for that United States title. Multiple people have had that opportunity already because, of course, Dragunov went undefeated last season. Ethan Page quickly going into the cover already. What count one there? Kevin Owens kicks out. Owens wants his chance. He knows, he believes he can beat Ilja. At least he says he knows, but he believes he can. So but he's got to get through Ethan Page because Ethan was like, no, Owens, get to the back of the line. You already had your chance. People like me deserve the chance first. Owens the Dragunov was like, if I kick his ass, do I get the United States title? And Dragunov was like, let's call it a United States titles contenders matchup. Of course, it happened last week. Made it official for this week. The opener here on Smackdown. He's Ethan Page, Mr. All Ego. So you can see it on the back of his trunks there. Jeez. So you can just tell by that how he's going to wrestle and how he's going to act from the get-go and from the course of this season and onwards, I guess, depending on how long he stays with us. Owens getting that sent on right now on Ethan Page there, jeez. And now just laying in on some stomps, jeez. As Owens going to go back, jeez, and another sent on. As Owens, yeah, again running off the ropes, jeez. And another one, jeez. Oh, Owens is not letting up, jeez. And another sent on to Ethan Page. Ethan Page's midsection getting caved in. Owens going in for the cover. One. Ooh, Ethan. Just barely before two there. Jeez, but his midsection, hopefully he didn't eat much earlier today because he might come out in the ring, on the ring mat soon. But jeez, what a boot by Ethan Page. That was a hell of a boot. Owens skidded across the mat, but jeez. A little bit, not quite the strongest connection by Ethan Page, but jeez, oh, getting a roll now on Owens. Could this be it? 1, 2, oh, kick out of two by Owens. Jeez, Ethan Page dropping the elbow, and I think Owens is busted open. It must be from that boot early, because that boot was nasty. Oh yeah, man. There's Ethan Page just unleashing right now. Oh jeez, come on, there's no need for this. Jeez. But it's the All Ego, jeez. You know he's just going to be down, just believe that the rules do not apply to him, believe that he is above everybody. Proving it right there, jeez. And proving it right here too. I mean, one thing I've got to say, of course, Backlash is tomorrow. We're already in France here. France tomorrow again. In Lyon. As Ethan Page gets a massive release suplex. 1, 2, kick out. I do apologise. When I was on Raw, I was saying Backlash was Sunday. Of course, it is Saturday. It changes depending on whether we're international or in America. American pay-per-views on Sunday unless they're a two-night one, they're Saturday and Sunday. Easy Page gets that DDT, but because this is in France, it's a Saturday pay-per-view. I got it mixed up just out of habit. I've been calling it Sunday for the past season. It's now Saturday. But geez, the blood of Owens is on the mat now. Jeez, because you can see it's not from Page. He's not busted open. I mean, unless it's coming from his nose, but I thought you'd see it on his face or something. But no, Owens looks like he's gushing. Jeez, a body slam there. As Owens getting covered now by Page again. 2, kick out there by Owens. Jeez, Ethan Page showing that he deserves this United States title opportunity. I mean, of course, we saw what Owens did last season. I mean, handed it to a bunch of celebrities. Sure, but some great matches. That ambulance match against Bad Bunny, great Elimination Chamber. Had a little feud with Omos and Ilja on the way to WrestleMania when Omos and Ilja were facing off. I think there's going to be some unfinished business between Owens and Omos, but Owens on Raw now. Oh, sorry, Owens on SmackDown, Omos on Raw, so don't know how they're going to quite solve that. But, you know, geez, that blood's on the floor now. They've barely been out there 5 seconds. There's Ethan Page now. Oh, but Owens is firing out. Ethan Page, jeez. Look at the blood. Oh, and Ethan gets sent to the barricades. And geez, look, it's done damage to the LED. Jeez. Who's paying for that? Jeez. Ethan Page goes into it again, and even more damage to the barricade. Jeez. Owens now bouncing Page's face off the barricade. Jeez. Owens getting some revenge, I think, after all those face rakes after being busted open. Jeez, Page being sent into the barricade, and now being rammed into it. Jeez, right into the crowd. I think Page is going to be too happy about that, being that close to the crowd. As Owens sending Page back into the barricade again. And jeez, Owens just... Jeez, dropping him on the barricade there. Jeez, look at that barricade. Look at the floor, and it's running sent on by Owens. You've got to be careful. The ref just told Owens to get back in. I feel like if this was no holds barred, Owens would have been out there for a lot longer. And of course, he wants that United States title opportunity. He's not going to let it slip between his fingers like it happened last week. Well, not Owens, but Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch ended in a double countout last week. So we're going to have to figure out what's going on with that later on tonight. And how we'll sort out the Women's Championship match at Backlash. 1, 2, kick out. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be Rhea versus Tiffany, but Becky, I bet I could argue a point about being technically not losing the match. But geez, Owens, Owens is like, nah, you weren't done yet, son. But geez, look at the bruise all over, even after just being rammed into that barricade so much by Kevin Owens. It's everywhere. All the bruises. No, I now said that, but Ethan Page, sorry, gets out of it, and now, jeez, putting down Owens there. Covers 1, 2, kick out there by Owens. Jeez, look at Ethan Page's body, man. It's the what he's like been through. Owens' face, Page's body. Jeez, this is what we need. This is the kind of people that we need to take on Ilja Dragunov. We need tough people. We need people that can dish out pain. If we want to have anybody that can take out Ilja Dragunov. Well, I'm not saying take out. Ilja is a great guy. DDT by Ethan Page, going into the cover now. 1, kick out there by Owens. But Ilja went undefeated last season. Even in tag team matches, he still won every single time. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that somebody should take him out, but for somebody to be able to even just be able to beat him for 3 counts, it's going to take everything. Now, I don't think he's like being battered the night before is going to help him against Ilja Dragunov. But we need some tough people to go on against Ilja. If you know, there can ever be a title change. As Ethan Page now, geez, just tossing Owens across the ring. Goes together 1, 2, kick out by Owens. Of course, Owens knows what that's like going against Ilja Dragunov. He's felt how tough he is to beat. Ethan Page, not so much though. But maybe we can get that new match at Backlash, or maybe we can get a rematch from about a month ago. It was about a month and a half ago. Actually, it's closer to 2 months than it is a month. And I think it's about a month and 3/4. So anyways, Owens kicks in the midsection. And now pop-up powerbomb! Right to him, Page, right in the centre of the ring, right on the WWE logo. Some would say it does more damage. Kick out there by it. Page, jeez. The actual ring technicians would say it's actually the apron area. But anyways, geez, I think. I don't know. I'm no wrestler. I'm no builder. I'm just a commentator. As Owens just unleashing right now on Ethan Page, right on the face there, just striking the hell out of him. And now just stomping the hell out of him too. And Owens just unleashing, jeez, look at the aggression on Owens' face, especially with the blood in his face, jeez. Owens just unleashing now on Page even more, jeez. Owens just is not stopping. What's Owens got in mind now? Page just, again, more strikes right now on Ethan Page, jeez. Owens now, Page is trying to get back to his feet, but Owens drop kicks him back down, jeez. Owens, oh, he went up here, he went for the swanton and got countered. This time going for the frog splash, right to Ethan Page, covers 1, 2. Oh, Ethan kicks out. Jeez. Like I said, what a fight to start off. Smackdown, Ethan Page, sure, he may be an egotistical sod, but you know, he's proven why he is here in the WWE. Why he can slash with them is now getting this roll up. Jeez. 1, can this be it? 2. Oh, Owens. Jeez, just barely getting out. But Owens gets out of that. Jeez. Just not letting Ethan Page just get anywhere near him, I think. Just getting that clothesline down. Just not too happy about getting rolled up. Owens just grabbing Page now. I'll take him to this turnbuckle. Jeez. And ooh, ooh, She's just bouncing Page's face off that turnbuckle and a senton right to the back. As Owens now stalking Page. Page barely knows where he is after being probably nearly concussed on that turnbuckle and a stunner by Kevin Owens. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens gets your win here tonight. Oof, what a fight that was to start off SmackDown. Jeez. Imagine these, like, to be fair, I'm sure the French crowd love it. I was going to say, you know, imagine if they did that in Canada. Would have been even better, I'm sure. Would have done it more for the home country. But either way, I'm saying that was a great match to start off SmackDown. And even though Ethan Page lost, I don't think he lost too much. People now know what Ethan Page is all about. Even if he did do it in loss, people still know how tough Ethan Page is and how much he can give it. He's hell, he busted open Owens very early on into that matchup, which isn't going to do Owens too well when he takes on the United States champion at Backlash. But I'm sure Owens will find a way to make it work best for him. And maybe, just maybe, he will be the man that takes out Ilja Dragunov's undefeated streak. But, you know, time will tell, because he's got 24 hours to recover. He's going to need it, that's for sure.
Here is your winner, Kevin Owens.
Well, congratulations, Owens. Jeez, look at the blood on his face. He's been through a war against Ethan Page here. Jeez. That's not going to be it for Owens. Jeez. I think Owens may be asking where the champ is. And out comes the champ. The United States champion, that is, of course. Ilja Dragunov. Jeez. Oof. As I said, undefeated the entirety of last season. And of course, this will make a year. I think. Actually, no. I was going to say, it was Backlash last year that he won said championship, but it was the 3rd week of May instead of the 2nd week, so he's not going to be quite a full year as champ yet, but it was the annual pay-per-view to annual pay-per-view, or the same pay-per-view, is what I mean by the entire year, but it'll actually be technically a week off. But that proves how long Ilja Dragunov has been United States champion for. The next longest reigning champion was Rollins until he dropped it at Mania. And technically Balor Elimination Chamber. Actually, Rollins had it for a little longer because there was a bigger gap between Chamber and Mania than there was between Backlash and Night Champions. But either way, Rollins had champion and more. Of course, we'll get into that stuff with Balor and that brawl later. But either way, Ilja Dragunov holding that United States title high right in front of Kevin Owens, and it's been made official for Backlash. How the hell are you walking right now? Oh, I'm not relinquishing this title again. I still want my match at Backlash against Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship. No, there's no chance in hell you're wrestling this Saturday. I can tell by just looking at you, you're not cleared to compete on Saturday, yet alone in a championship match against Seth Rollins. I am not relinquishing the title again, and I will not let Rollins win. No, I know, I hear you. It's all Rollins' fault and you don't deserve it, and I'll deal with Rollins later. But as for you, I hear you. You don't want to relinquish your title, and I don't think it's fair to you. But I have a brand to run, and I need a champion at the top, at the figurehead. So I'm going to give you until the penultimate Smackdown to King and Queen of the Ring to be cleared. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take that title off you, whether either of us like it or not. Fair? I will be cleared by then. Give Rollins. Hell. Thea, I don't want anything to do with Roxanne Perez. She tapped out Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I want absolutely nothing to do with her. Why did you do it? Why did you give me a match with her? Jacy, I was just trying to get you a match. You know, it's the start of the new season. We all need to get a foot in the door. And I thought maybe that could be a good way. And, you know, I thought, you know, we're tag team partners. Maybe I could scout up on Roxanne while you were taking her on. You know, you could do me a favor, but I'm sorry. Ugh, this is ridiculous. Well, I mean, a lot just happened there, but how the hell has Balor even made it to the building? How does he made it to France? I have no idea. Fair play to man. I understand why he doesn't want to relinquish his title. I feel for him. You know, at least he's got a month to recover-ish.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
Anyways, we'll focus on that another time, I guess. Let's focus on this match. Roxanne Perez looking to take on a very reluctant opponent because she is very well aware of the prodigy that Roxanne is proving to be.
And her opponent from Tampa, Florida, Jacy Jayne.
Well, as Jacy Jayne's making her way down to ringside, leaving Thea well in the dust. Or in the smoke, I guess. Anyways, of course, Thea Hell versus Roxanne Perez was made official last week. But anyways, don't forget, still to come tonight, we have a tag contenders matchup. And right now we have this matchup, Roxanne Perez versus Jacy Jayne. Anyways, Roxanne is out here. Well, sorry, they're both out here. They're both in the ring, is what I mean. They're so ready and raring to go. Let's go! Jeez, Roxanne Perez, jeez. Running sit out face buster thingy. Yep, I think it's face buster, yeah, not face crusher. Yeah, I think so. Jacy Jayne fighting back nonetheless with that jawbreaker. I know that word for sure. I know that name. Jeez, Roxanne isn't having any of that. Jeez, putting soul kick. Jeez. And I'll just unleash it right now on Jacy Jayne. Of course, Roxanne believes that Jacy doesn't really respect her, but clearly Jacy almost fears her in a lot of ways. To be fair, I don't blame her. Roxanne Perez tapped out Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. It doesn't get, like, you know, much more prodigy than that, I don't think. Other than maybe, like, getting more women's title reign than Charlotte Flair, which, you know, Roxanne, only a few years older than me. She has got plenty of time to do it. I could easily see her. She could easily have like a title reign, like one title reign every year. You know, and she'd tie with Charlotte, and I could see very much doing that when she'd be about 36 by that point-ish, wouldn't she? 36, 37, you know, she'd definitely have time. It was like, you know, I'm pretty sure like Oscar's like 40, so you know, if Roxanne went that long, get a championship every year, she'd be past Charlotte. You know what I mean? So very much possible for the prodigy Roxanne Perez to break every record that it is to break in WWE. As Roxanne just going to work on Jacy Jayne right now. And I'm pretty sure Roxanne believes it. She very much well believes that she can break every one of those records. Clearly that win against Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania has given them the confidence. Maybe a little too much confidence. But one cool kick out there by Jacy. I kind of don't fully... I'm not necessarily saying there's a right way and wrong way to do things, but you know, I don't necessarily blame it. I feel like I'd be extremely confident if I tapped out Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, you know what I mean? And not only WrestleMania, but your first WrestleMania, you know what I mean? Yeah, so many people like being like that. Like you get so confident. Anyway, it's just Jayne trying to get the roll. I'm just trying to escape this match, I think. But Roxanne Perez not having it. Jeez, oh, Jacy gets that shot. Sending Roxanne into the corner, but Roxanne fighting out of it. Jeez, and a drop kick down. Jeez. And Roxanne now just laying in on Jacy Jayne. Jeez. Oh, well, there's no need for that. Roxanne. What you going to stop for Jacy? Jeez, looking for a neck breaker right to Jacy. Jeez. And now just giving a kick to the back. Give a good old kick. Yep. I don't know what was going on with that. But anyways, Roxanne Perez getting a DDT right there on Jacy. Jeez. Goes for the cover. One, cheers to that ref. Can't see the shoulders. Kick out either way by Jacy Jayne. Of course, Jacy Jayne and Thea, former, not the former, but they were a former women's tag team champions. That were they were women's tag team champions at one point. Jeez, Jacy Jayne was the only person that would team up with Thea at one point. Maybe just more for a quest of the gold, I don't know. But anyways, Roxanne Perez, jeez, sweeping the legs of Jacy Jayne. They were a good tag team for a while until they ran into the bloodline. Boom, kick out, which we haven't seen Nia or Tamina since WrestleMania when they lost their match, lost their title match in that Fatal 4-way ladder match yet for the women's tag titles. Covers 1. Oh, kick out there. Might not kick out there, sorry. Roxanne pulled her head up. Sorry, my bad. My apologies. Of course, Thea and Jacy had their rematch in that ladder match as well. So, you know, among the likes with the champions and the challengers for Backlash were also in that matchup to make the 4 teams. Of course, we're getting a 4-way at Backlash as well for the WWE Tag Team Championship, because we haven't had somebody crown that because the Smackdown Tag Team Champions were against each other in Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso. So we didn't have a title match. And so, of course, I'll get into that a bit later in the Tag Contenders matchup, because that'll be the second Tag Contenders matchup. We already know about SD, also known as Fraxium, Supersonic Duo, whatever. Jesus, Roxanne Perez going into cover, and we'll find out about whoever will take up the Bloodline spot to kick out Jeez, because of course Solo Sikoa was the previous champion, and he seemed to be speaking for The Rock now, or spoken to by The Rock, or whatever. You get the point. He's kind of being led by The Rock, or at least speaks for him, or whatever. You know, some kind of situation, you know. Maybe Rock's right hand, I don't know. Either way, Roxanne Perez, Jeez, getting an impaler DDT right to Jacy Jayne. Roxanne's definitely controlled this matchup right now to Jacy. Just the entire matchup, pretty much. She's controlled the majority of it. Jacy did not want to be here. That's for sure. I don't know how much she's putting into it, but geez, Roxanne Perez now looking for the pop. Rocks right at Jacy Jayne, but doesn't go for the cover. What's Roxanne thinking? Oh, stares right at Thea Hale. And now Roxanne dragging Jacy into the center of the ring. I think she's looking to send a message to to Thea Hale, for their match at Backlash. Of course, that was made official last week at the Thea Hale. Just goading into it. Jeez, thinking that making them sound like they were the same as Roxanne Perez wrenching back on the crossface, and Jacy Jayne has to tap out. Jeez, another person added to the tapped out to Roxanne Perez's crossface list. I mean, not to discount Jacy Jayne, but Ronda Rousey is a lot, like huge a bit thing. But still, nonetheless, just proving how deadly that crossface is, even if it was just hit after a pop rock after pretty much a major domination of that matchup. To be fair, yeah, again, Roxanne Perez just cementing being the prodigy, because you can't take anything away from Jacy Jayne. Like I said, one half of the former one half of the women's tag team champions. You can't be counting her out. Former NXT women's tag team champion as well. You can't count her out. And yeah, Roxanne Perez, I'd say maybe like dispatched with a decently easy. I'd say maybe one of the easiest matches of the season. I think probably the easiest, most dominant match of the season, I think, was this matchup here. So, yeah, it proves the level that Roxanne Perez is on right now and the kind of opponent that Thea Hale has got to take on at Backlash tomorrow.
Here is your winner, Roxanne Perez.
I was just thinking about tomorrow, you know, but I could cement Roxanne Perez even further. She can knock off both former women's tag team champions back-to-back nights. But anyways, Roxanne Perez, the prodigy, gets a win here tonight against Jacy Jayne. Thea Hale just staring on while also checking on her partner. Roxanne, very full of herself, very happy with herself, I guess. Anyways, congratulations to Roxanne Perez. Breezy, what's happening for my title match at Backlash? Am I taking on Rhea? What's happening with Becky? What's going on? I'm sorry we haven't got your match cleared up sooner. It's just the fact that it ended in a double countout last week kind of confused things, and I feel like we need to get a proper ending to that matchup. So tonight, in the main event, we're going to have a no count-out match versus Becky and Rhea. So there'll be no count-outs, so they can fight outside as long as they like. We can get a winner, and if Becky wins, she gets added to the match at Backlash. Hopefully that clears a few things up. What? So it could be wrestling a triple threat match at Backlash? Maybe. Maybe not. I guess we'll see, but I don't be too quick to hate it. I mean, we saw what happened with Logan Paul at Elimination Chamber when his two opponents hated each other. He just got to slide in and get the win. So, you know, I wouldn't be too quick to hate a triple threat match idea when you're in a very similar position. I didn't think of that. Well, thanks, Breezy. You know, you're not so bad. You know, I think I'm actually liking you more than Teddy. Thanks. You're very welcome. Anyway, toodles. Well, okay, no counter match, main event, Rhea Becky, the rematch, let's go. Anyways, Tag Contenders match is going up first, but geez. Okay, let's do this. It's a Tag Contenders match, well, this is the penultimate match of the evening. Hold on a minute. Last I checked, he's not in this matchup. What's going on? Of course, we just saw about Rhea and Becky a minute ago. Part of that feud is just purely because of this man. feuding with the WWE Universal Champion, which we saw earlier on tonight, who still got his championship for just over a month. The penultimate Smackdown to King and Queen of the Ring, sorry. Which I believe is a 7-week build. So the penultimate, so he's got like 6 weeks. He's got a month and a half to recover from what Rollins did to him last week after he had a match with Fraser. Of course, one of the people that in that WWE Tag Team title match at Backlash. But yeah, Rollins clearly a bit salty after losing that WWE Universal title to Balor at WrestleMania, and all their history together is understated. It just took over the entire last season for the most part with the feud between Rollins and Balor. I would say it was the feud of the season. If you had to put down one, I would say it was Balor versus Rollins and all their allies coming together against one another. It was the feud, I would say. Of course, Rollins was the champion, so that kind of made that even more. That's partially what it's for, and then there was also just the vendetta, not only fighting for the championship, but also fighting against each other. But yeah, I don't know what he's quite doing out here. I mean, Perez did say he was going to sort Rollins out later. I don't know. Maybe we might find out something about that. Maybe Rollins knows already. I don't know. Anyways, Seth Rollins, the previous Universal Champion, is out here. I want to know what's going on. Why does Balor get a night off at Backlash? Hell, why does he get a month's break? It's not my fault that Balor's fragile, okay? I should have my rematch clause. Hell, just give me the title back. You know, why does he get a break? Breeze, what are you thinking? Well, looks like the Smackdown general manager is coming on out here to answer Rollins' confusion, I guess. I don't know. I was going to say, Rollins kind of sounds a little entitled to me. Gotta say. But anyway, Smackdown general manager coming out here. He's been quite the busy man so far. He's had to deal with Balor, had to deal with Tiffany. Now he's dealing with Rollins. He is general manager, but I feel like we've seen him more on the show than we've seen any other general manager on the show before. But either way, Smackdown GM making himself very comfortable on this brand and the chaos that it is Smackdown. First off, I've got to apologise, Rollins. I've had a busy night, so I haven't been able to tell you the news sooner about what's going on with you. So do you remember when Balor cost the SmackDown team at Survivor Series all those months ago, Rollins? Of course. How could I forget? Good. So you remember your idea for a punishment? Of course I remember. Balor and Priest had to defend their titles against Fraser and Axiom, which they lost, I might add. Well, I was thinking, you don't have a title to defend, but you do have a rematch clause to defend. And, you know, the Judgment Day, they've all been biting at the bit to get at you. So I was thinking, you know what, for injuring my WWE Universal Champion, your punishment should be a gauntlet match at Backlash against the remaining 4 male members of Judgment Day. And if you lose the match, then you lose your rematch clause. No. You can't do that. That's not fair. They had a tag match, not a gauntlet match. That you can't make that match up. Well, it's official. Oh, okay. Tyler Breeze, geez, making that place. Rollins not talking about that, and I wouldn't be talking about it if I was looking at a gauntlet match against 4 members of the Judgment Day. Jeez. Oof. Well, as that's all been, maybe not necessarily sorted out, but maybe temporarily put a band-aid on or something, I don't know. Band-aid, I ain't American. I don't know, anyways. As that's been temporarily dealt with, I guess. Let's not worry about that too much for the time being right now. We'll worry about the WWE Tag Team title match at Backlash, because we have a contender match right now.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, Ivar, Eric, and Valhalla, the War Raiders.
Of course, I'll go into all the specifics and all the details and all that little stuff, you know what I mean, when we get into the actual matchup. But first, we've got to get everybody out here first.
And the team of AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Meechin, and Carl Anderson.
Well, as the Good Brothers are joined by Meechin and just as a phenomenal one. Just remind you what we still got in store for you tonight. So we have the main event, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, no count out matchup. But right now, we have a tag contenders matchup to deal with. Looks like Eric is starting out for the War Raiders. And Carl Anderson starting out for the Good Brothers. So without further ado, let's get this matchup underway with Sherry. Jeez. Oh. Eric starting out heavy here. Jeez. I feel like Carl Anderson's a little bit of the odd man out here. At the same time, I'd say so is Ivar in a lot of ways. I mean, Ivar's the only one that's got hair in this matchup. But Carl Anderson, I'd say, he's the only, like, don't get me wrong, he's probably the most technical out of the four of these. I'd argue he is, but he's dealing with there's three other people in this matchup, sorry, are powerhouses. Luke Gallows, Ivar, Eric. All powerhouses. Jeez, Carl Anderson, not a powerhouse. So it's going to be a little, but he's going to feel a little on his own in that regard, but geez, one. Full kick out there. And Carl Anderson getting back up to his feet now. Like I said, I was going into the situation, Carl Anderson running away from that. Jeez, don't know what's going on there, but either way, it's worked out. Carl Anderson with the, Carl Anderson's the veteran. So, I guess that goes into play for him and his team tonight. Jeez, he's sending Ivar into the corner. Jeez, I think this makes everybody everybody's been legal at some point in this match already, or one away from every combination, just the Gallows and Eric. Jeez, the boot. We're about to get it. Oh, not quite. And as I said, I was going to get into the situation. Jeez, Gallows with a splash. I guess I'll do that in a second as he goes into the cover. One. Kick out by Ivar. That's generally what Ivar and Eric do to people. Not receiving it. But, that's what happens when you're dealing with Luke Gallows. Getting that running DDT. And Ivar now. Oh, Ivar, I think he's about to repay the move. I say the favour, but I don't think that quite works. One. Boom, all kick out there by Luke Gallows. Jeez, felt the weight of Ivar crashing down on him. I think it hurt inside. Anyways, Gallows, geez, shots in the midsection. As he that's fair. If it hurts inside, I'd probably go to get an MRI or an X-ray or something. I don't know. It's an MRI. Sounds something. I don't know what's different. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. The whole making sure that the internal organs are still intact. Jeez, getting that power slam. Jeez, there was a foot and a thrash on that. Jeez, a very impressive feat of strength by Gallows. He's just manhandling Ivar right now. Jeez, just over the referee's head. Jeez, careful, lads. You're gonna kill the ref. You're gonna get squashed. Anyways, like I was saying, all the situations, of course. We've already had one other contenders match, so we had that last week. Jacy versus Lostafarius. And Jacy were able to win that matchup. So Jacy were part of the matchup. A double team offense there by Carl Anderson. Luke Gallows as Carl Anderson goes to the cover. We're waiting for Gallows to get out of the way. 1, 2, kick out there by Ivar. Supersonic Duo, also known as Fraxium. They had their rematch clause on the way to WrestleMania and still have yet to use it. So they're getting their rematch clause in this title match at Backlash. And then talking a rematch clause, of course, the final SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Oh, jeez, God, maybe we shouldn't have attempted that, mate. Jeez, now getting squashed. That's what you get. Now I was going to squash him further. Jeez, then another splash right to Carl Anderson. Jeez. Been a minute since Eric's been in. Ivar probably really desperately wants to tag right now. And I think he's just heard me. No, to be fair. I've watched these matches enough. I know how they should go. You know what I mean? Jeez. Oh, sending Carl Anderson's got it. Jeez, that knee right into the midsection. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Carl Anderson's been squished in the marrow a minute. Jeez, oh, on that elbow. That was nasty. Going to the cover after that combination. Carl Anderson maybe pancake Anderson. Jeez, kick out there. I don't know, that didn't really work, did it? It's Luke just trying to get in the tag so we can have the final combination of this matchup. Like I said, the final, I was going back to this situations, the final SmackDown Tag Team Champions were the Bloodline in Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Of course, Jimmy and Solo split, and so we never really got a SmackDown Tag Title match at WrestleMania to turn into the WWE Tag Title match like we did with the Raw Tag Title match turn into the World Tag Team Title match with the New Day and the Profits. Of course, that rematch is happening at Backlash. So, and because Solo technically does deserve a rematch clause, technically in a lot of ways, and then there's also he's in good with the Rock getting that spine buster. Jeez, covers Eric. Oh, Eric not even having that. Jeez, that's the kind of people that they're dealing with right now. Carl's busted open probably from that elbow. That was a very nasty elbow in the way Carl was positioned for that. But anyways, AJ Styles sends Eric back in. Clearly, Eric's fired up. AJ's not too happy about it. Valhalla's not too happy about AJ getting involved. But yeah, because of course Solo kind of is enlivened the Rock. He has a lot of power. So, geez, Bill Collinson breaking out that one, geez. So he's been given that extra spot, but we are yet to find out who is going to be filling that spot. We don't know if Solo's going to be doing it with somebody, though. He said that he has people in mind. So I'm assuming he has an actual full tag team on in mind, and not just a tag partner in mind. But I guess we'll find out hopefully soon, considering that we're on the go home Smackdown 2 Backlash. Hopefully we'll actually have a chance to find out this show, but time is closing in. He's said, geez, maybe he's waiting to see what happens in this matchup as Gallows double axe handles to Eric there. As I've just realised this was the final combination, didn't even realise. He's getting that flapjack right to Eric, so that means every combination has been made. Everybody has been legal at some point in this matchup. Ivar breaks it up. Gallows, not talking about that, but gets countered by Ivar. Gallows thought he was about to go for a dive then, jeez. Gallows staring down Ivar, but it's going to cost him as Eric now knee shot right to the face and just pushing him down, jeez. And Eric, what's he got in store for Gallows? I think he's deciphering, but I think he may have given too much time for Gallows to recover, jeez. Gallows chucking Eric into the corner. Who will join whatever happens with Solo and his team and the Bloodline, or whatever I suppose we can call them the Bloodline. I imagine he'll dip into the Bloodline somewhere. Chase you and Supersonic Duo, who will be joining her. Will it be the Good Brothers? Will it be War Raiders? It's looking like it's about to be the Good Brothers after the Magic Killer. Jeez, I don't think about how it's going to happen about a Magic Killer. And a free count there, jeez. There we go. Finding out, at least you could say the third team, the fourth team. It's hard to say, really, depending on what's happening with Solo's spot, I guess. Into the 4-way, 2 out of 3 falls. Tornado tag match for the WWE tag title. It's going to be great Backlash. But yeah, congratulations to the Good Brothers, of course, part of the UFC, to getting that spot. Could give some huge momentum to both Michin and AJ Styles if they can find themselves lucky enough to get into the King or the Queen of the Ring, respectively, tournaments next week. Well, in the next few weeks, the first round matchups, I'm assuming, for both. Yet waiting for confirmation and all that stuff, but I'm assuming that's how it's going to go. But, at least getting to the tournament in the next month or so, or whatever, Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, geez, maybe get some momentum for them if they can make it into it. We'll see, I guess. But nonetheless, more importantly, or at least more immediately, Gallows, Anderson find their way into the WWE Tag Team title match at Backlash. It's gonna be good. It's already ramping up.
Here are your winners, the team of Carl Anderson and Lou Gallows.
Well, hopefully we can figure out what's going to go on with Solo and the Bloodline and the Rock and all that, what's going on for that 4th and final spot in that match. But right now we know the other 3 for sure. Tyler Breeze, my man, how the hell are you? Solo, what can I do for you? The tag team that I had in mind to take the spot at Backlash have accepted, and they'll be there tomorrow. That's good to hear. So, who are they? Because we need the advertising team to get them onto the matchup screens. All in due time, Tyler. Solo, please don't be difficult. I've had a long night. Who is it? Need I remind you who I speak for? Nope. And do we have a problem? No. Well, I'm glad we can come to an agreement. See you tomorrow, Breeze. Jeez, well, I guess I was right. Solo was waiting for that one. And I mean, at least we now know Solo's not in there. It feels a little like we know a little less now, but you know what I mean? Because we don't even know anybody. We at least knew Solo, maybe. But, I guess we'll find out who is maybe part of the Bloodline now, at least the faction within WWE tomorrow. But in the meantime, it's time for the main event of the evening.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Adelaide, Australia, Rhea Ripley.
Well, of course, this matchup is a no count-out matchup. It's a rematch from last night's main event, where it ended up in a double count-out on the stage. So, getting a rematch here tonight. No count-out. so they can stay out there as long as they like.
And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, the man, Becky Lynch.
Oh, geez. As Becky Lynch is making her way down to ringside, well, Rhea's probably already in the ring. Of course, it's been made official. There you go. That final match has been made official for Backlash. I expect for the women's title match, which we're finding out about the specifics of that now. However this match ended up going, if Becky Lynch wins this, from the sounds of it, looks like she might be added to this matchup at Backlash. But right now, it seems to be Rhea versus Tiffany because, of course, Rhea won that Andre the Giant Royal Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Gave her the spot of taking on the top women's title of the brand that she is on. And she ended up landing on Smackdown along with the WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. So that's how it's going again, the rematch. At least supposedly the rematch at this point from Payback all those months ago. But now we're going to get a bit of a triple threat match with these three were feuding at one point. And it looks like Becky Lynch gone on the advantage earlier. I think Rhea Ripley wasn't expecting Becky Lynch to attack her. She was expecting her to run out again like she did last week. So maybe catching Rhea Ripley off guard a bit. Becky Lynch playing into the mind of Rhea Ripley. Like I said, she's married to one of the best manipulators there are in Seth Rollins, though Rollins has manipulated himself into quite a pickle at Backlash. Of course, he's going to get that gauntlet match where he's got to go against one member of the Judgment Day. And if he wins that, he's going to go against another. And if he wins that, he's going to go against another. And if he wins that, he's got to go against one more. And if he wins all that, then he gets to keep his rematch clause, which, you know, it makes sense. It is kind of as close as we can get to I repeated that last week. Becky Lynch barely getting enough, but got some of the legs there at least. Got maybe move a bit more moonsault kick, maybe trying something new. Becky Lynch. I don't know. Rhea Ripley's probably been. I mean, they did just wrestle last week, so I think Becky Lynch maybe got to pull out something different, like she did at the start of the match. G's getting up, moonsault from the top now. G's going for the cover on Rhea. Oh, hello. Rhea's not messing around here. G's not even a one. Oh. Rhea, it's not even ahead, but geez, of course, the reason why this match happened last week was because Rhea wanted some revenge on Becky because of what Rollins did to Balor, which just completely decimated him on the outside, which is why Balor is not cleared to compete at Backlash, and he's got until the penultimate Smackdown before King and Queen of the Ring. So I'm assuming that Bree's like, if you're not cleared on this show, then I can at least book the next show around finding a contender, or two contenders if Rollins loses the Backlash, I guess. I'm assuming that's what we're looking at. So at least two contenders, you know. For all we know, there could be an 8-man, whether Rollins has got his rematch or not, you know what I mean? There could be a 50-man for all we know. Could be a Battle Royal, could be a ladder match, could be a one-on-one match. We don't know for sure. But, you know. Either way, Rhea Ripley, geez, just unloading on Becky Lynch right now. So, yeah, we just got to see how things play. Hopefully, Balor can recover as he's getting a 200 chokeslam. Because hopefully we can get a speedy recovery. Like I said, he's got about 6 weeks. So, you know, just stay away. Just rest up, rehab. Do whatever you got to do, Balor. Don't want to relinquish that title again. Jeez, that's clearly what Rollins was looking to try and make Balor do. Just sends him into that barricade. Well, Rhea just sent Becky into that barricade. Of course, just trying to play those final last mind games. Balor said you couldn't get in my head, so Rollins maybe attempting one last final thing. Or maybe just physical violence type situation. I don't know, jeez. Rhea just sends Becky into the post. Maybe a bit of both, to be fair, with the whole... Maybe looking for the physical violence just to take him out manually. Just when the mind games don't work. But at the same time, like I said, maybe making him feel like he might relinquish that title may make him actually start to... Rollins maybe at the edge of mind games over him again. Because Balor's just too focused on not relinquishing that title. Then he may make it a stupid decision or a stupid whatever choice. Whatever. You get the point. Anyways, Rhea... sending Becky Lynch into that barricade, but I think we only just fixed that after the first match, Ethan Page versus Kevin Owens. Man, that felt like a while ago, and what a match that was. But of course, you can tell the referee, they've been out here for longer than 10 seconds. I forgot to point out, I was rambling on about other stuff, but the referee, of course, not counting because this is a no count-out matchup. Can't remember the last time we had a no count-out matchup. Anyway, geez, of course, holds are still barred, so, you know, they can't use weapons. Jesus, Becky Lynch gone right into that barricade, jeez. But there's just no count out, so they can stay out here as long as they bleed in, like, not full count anywhere, so they have to still win the match in the ring. So yeah, not full count anywhere. Holds are still barred. Difference from a normal match is the ref then counting to 10 when they're both on, when at least one of them are on the outside. It's Becky Lynch just escaping Rhea Ripley. Grabbing a chair. What she got that for? Rhea's not too happy about where Becky Lynch grabbing that for. Of course, like I was literally just explaining. They can't use weapons, they will get disqualified. Rhea, I know you want to, but don't. Jeez, Rhea. Oh, jeez, Rhea, don't do it. He's really thinking about it. Becky is looking a little dazed right now. Rhea, maybe wait for Becky to turn around. Becky really realises whatever she's doing, clocks the clothesline no matter what, whatever's going on there. Whatever you want to say, whatever Becky was thinking, whatever Becky was planning. Becky Lynch takes down Rhea Ripley, which she was probably thinking about whacking her with the chair. Becky gets that forearm right to Becky. Sorry, Becky didn't get a forearm to Becky. Becky got a forearm to Rhea. Jeez. Becky now getting that drop kick. Jeez. Becky, jeez, shots to the knee. And Becky now. Oof. Oh, hold on a minute. Ref, you haven't noticed it, idiots! Jeez, he hasn't noticed that the turnbuckle's been exposed and Rhea's just gone right into the back of it. And now into the front of it too. Well, it was, yeah, the front went into it, the back went into it. You get what I mean. It's Becky going into the cover now on Rhea to go into that exposed turnbuckle twice. Oh, what? That was not even a 2, it was barely. It was very, very, very close, but not quite. It was Becky just unleashing now on Rhea. Now looking into locking a submission on Rhea. Jeez. Rhea, jeez. Oh. Not having any of it. Kick, no. Becky Lynch gets out of harm's way, kicks the knee. And Becky looking to get that roll up on Rhea Ripley to try and get to Backlash. 1, 2. Oh, kick out by Rhea. And Becky now, jeez. Crucifix. Again, looking to try to score a quick one. 1, 2. Jeez. Rhea gets out of harm's way. Oh, gets out of cover quickly, but. Oh, the referee. Oh, he's finally noticed the exposed turnbuckle. To be fair to him. Yeah, she had to get 2 quick covers there. But Becky Lynch, she's retrieved the chair. Becky now. Oh, God, referee. Oh, he hasn't seen it. Jeez, ref, I can assure you that chair was whacked right in the face of Rhea twice. 1, 2. The rope break. Jeez, using it to pull herself up. I don't think the referee quite noticed it. Weird position, but the ref's not. I think maybe we might get this ref's eyesight checked, to be fair. As Becky Lynch now bringing down. We're ready for the disarm. I think grating over the chair a little bit too. Jeez, Rhea just screaming and, well, not screaming, but she was whacking those legs around fast, but chokes Becky off and just boosts Becky down. Oh, Rhea just grabs the ref. Jeez, they're just sending him into the corner. He was just trying to get rid of the chair. And Rhea's now got the chair in her hand. Jeez, now getting payback. Of course, the referee a little stunned. I think his eyes might be closed. I don't quite see from him. I mean, his eyesight's been questionable tonight. Well, especially for this match, but still, Rhea, especially if she wants to do it some more. I guess she does, jeez. Another one. And Becky, like, Rhea just getting some heavy shots around there, but there we go, jeez, the ref made the goal, and that means that Becky Lynch has just won this match. Disqualification, maybe what she was planning, I don't know. Anyway, Rhea with a riptide right to Becky, jeez. I mean, Becky won it, sure, but it was by disqualification. What's fully happening? Oh, welcome, Smackdown General Manager again. Jeez, this man's been busy tonight. Call him Busy Breeze. Almost like Busy Bees, but, you know, Breeze. Anyways, Smackdown General Manager's out here maybe to sort us out what's going on. Well, this has got into a little bit of a situation, hasn't it? I mean, we've got no time left. And technically, Becky did win this match, even though it was by disqualification. So, I'm making it official to solve everything. It'll be a triple threat match at Backlash. Tiffany versus Becky versus Rhea. That's official. Well, just in the nick of time, we know what's happening for that women's title match at Backlash. That's good. Anyways, don't forget, Gauntlet matchup also. Women's tag title match. SmackDown Superstars taking on the Raw champions. Of course, also United States title matchup. Also, Thea versus Roxanne, Perez. And we need to crown who will be the WWE Tag Team Champions. Anyways, thanks for watching SmackDown, and hopefully I'll see you for Backlash.